bump into this guy. I think our record is, what, 3 times in one day? That wasn't a Toastmaster day either. It was just 3 times. I'm like, you can't get it. It might have something to do with the fact that he works uptown, and he lives in the South End like I do. So if you are near uptown, near South End, you might run into this guy. Isabel is going to give us speech number 7 today, and it's a demo. It's a demo speech, so it's called How to Wine Taste Like a Pro. So how to wine taste like a pro.
So a while back, me and my beautiful wife was streaming tonight. Art, we are. So my wife's watching from Minnesota. My beautiful wife. We went. Okay. We went to. Wow. So we went wine tasting up in north of here, in some of the North Carolina vineyard, and I didn't know there was such an art to wine tasting. We go into this place, and they pour the wine with a big group, and everybody's looking at the other person. How do you do this? I had no idea. I mean, I would just swig the wine, but everybody was kind of uncomfortable. So what I'm going to tell you tonight is a way to do it, and I did a lot of research in my 7th speech on how to wine taste so that you can look like a pro. You go with a group of people, or a date, or something, so you can kind of have an idea of how to do it. And really, it involves 3 senses: sight, smell, and taste. And taste really doesn't come into it until the end of the taste of the wine. When you go and they pour the wine, the first part of the wine taste is sight. In sight, you're supposed to take the wine, pick it up, and tilt it, and look at what the color of the wine is. And you got to get past the red or white. You want to look and see what kind of red. If it's a red, is it a maroon color? Is it purple? Mine looks pretty purple. Is it a brick color red? If it's a white, is it clear? Is it a pale yellow? Is it green? And you also want to look if there's any sediment, as some wines do have. So you want to look at that. Then you want to start looking at how the light goes through the wine. And what you're looking for, is it opaque? Is it translucent? A lot of reds, full body, will be pretty opaque, won't let any light through it. A lot of whites will be a lot clearer. So is it really clear? Is it cloudy? Is it melty? And when you look at it, then you want to put the wine down, and then you want to go into the smell phase. And the smell phase is, and on the website it was going to winetasting.com. It's really interesting to watch these people do this. But they tell you want to do it 10 to 12 seconds of a swirl of the wine. Well, that could be that. But you want to do it in your wine glass, and then you want to take a quick whiff, and then a long whiff. And what you're looking for is what the smell is. And if it's a red, are you looking for cinnamon? Does it smell like smoke, oak, cedar? If it's white, is it citrus? Is it a butterfly smell? Does it have sage in it? And that's what you're looking for. So we haven't even tasted the wine yet. And this is actually how you're supposed to do it for a pro. And a lot of people really get into this. If you look on the web, you can YouTube it and watch a lot of these wine tasting. But the final is called the tasting, and it cracked me up being a military guy, and I know Tim, there is actually a attack phase, an evolution phase, and then the final phase. So the first taste is an attack phase. And you take a quick sip, swirl it around your mouth, and you're not looking for any particular flavor. What you're trying to get in this is what the acidity is, what the alcohol content is, what the tannin level, and what the residual sugar is. And if any one of those out of balance, you won't have a good balance of the wine. And I think you can kind of understand. If it's too acidic, it tastes more like vinegar. You've had wine, I mean, if you were in high school and you had this cheap wine you bought, it may be very sweet to the point of that. So that's what you're looking for in that phase. What comes next is the evolution phase. So you take a bigger gulp. Just like that. And now you're looking for what the actual taste that you can discern in the wine. So if it's red, can you taste smoky flavor? Can you taste fig, prune, you know, an apple? If it's a white, you're kind of looking and seeing, can I taste something like, you know, citrus, tropical, fruit kind of flavor? So the final phase of the wine taste is the last sip. And what you want to do there is kind of evaluate what the after effects of the taste are. So is it heavy, like a full body wine? Do you feel like you just drank your meal? Is it a white, crisp kind of meal, kind of wine where, you know, is it light and, you know, kind of a summery kind of wine? And really what it comes down to, and I've kind of learned this by doing this, is that would you want to buy a bottle of that wine? Would you want to continue to drink it? Is the final phase, is what you're saying to yourself. And as I watched all these, and did all this research and watched all these videos, it's kind of funny because it comes down to there's all kinds of techniques out there, but it's really about having fun. We were just talking about it, me and Denise, that it's a fun kind of social event to do for a group. It would be fun with the Toastmasters to go do wine tasting somewhere. It's something that you can improve your communication skills. We just talked about wine tasting, but in a social setting. And it's one of those things that it's kind of become the rave in the last years. I mean, there's actually wine bars out there that just cater to this. I think there's movies, Sideways. Some people take vacations totally to do wine tasting. But you don't have to go to that far. The thing to remember is just have fun. If you enjoy wine, go out and do this. And, you know, we made a dent in this, this wine. After 2 or 3 glasses, it really doesn't matter your technique.